Hello and welcome back to the Viva Natural Health podcast. It is September and I will be turning 31, which I am not mad about. It feels a little bit weird because internally I feel forever 19, I think. And it doesn't feel like 2 minutes ago since my 30th birthday. But I don't really have any plans yet. I think me and my boyfriend are going to be doing something, probably a meal with my family as well, but very low key. Last year was a big birthday, obviously, so I am just happy to be here, be alive, and there's just so much good stuff going on at the moment that, yeah, just really grateful. And today's podcast episode is kind of to help me as well because it's talking about the transition into autumn or fall if you're from the US. This is something that I always need support with, and especially this summer, while I had such an amazing summer and just recently got back from a holiday, so it feels like I went away, and the day before I went away from England, it was really hot, and then I came back to the leaves have turned, they're falling, it's very crisp, like cold weather, and it's a bit of a shock to the system, not gonna lie. And I am a tiny little bit dreading the long winter months because we didn't get that great of a summer here in England. But I am fortunate to have had that week in Lanzarote, and that was very much needed. I think it gave me a huge vitamin D boost. I am just naturally prone to low levels, and I feel that's given me a little bit of a boost. But I have some tips for you if you also, like me, and you struggle to deal with the darker days, you miss the sun, you are prone to low vitamin D levels or low energy, low mood, seasonal affective disorder, or you're just a summer person, a sun person like myself. I have some tips for you, and I'll probably be listening back to this episode myself into the future because it's so easy to forget. But I sat down the other day and I just made a note of the things that helped me and could help you as well. So we'll get straight into them to help you in this back to school energy as well. I love September because it's my birthday and I do love autumn, but it's just a bit of a different thing for your body. There's a lot of things to consider if you live in a country like England and places like the UK, where we get the seasons, there are some things that you can do to actually support your body during that time. Last year was the first year in a long time that I kind of embraced and enjoyed the winter months because before that I used to really hate them and used to really struggle with my mood, but I made a conscious effort and decision to just enjoy it a little bit more, embrace it, and just with the spiritual journey I've been on as well, it really makes sense now that nothing is permanent, everything is temporary, things shift, seasons change, and we just can't get too upset about it. It will be Christmas and New Year before we know it, but then not so long after that, the sun will be back and we'll all be happy again. And we moan either way. If you're like me, you're moaning when it's too hot, you're moaning when it's too cold. Classic Brit. But first, recommendation as the weather starts to change and it starts to go a little bit cooler, we do want to always focus on seasonal eating, but the focus this time of year should be around warming, cooked, nourishing foods. In Chinese medicine, we really want a lot of grounding and rooting and warming. You can do this within your own menstrual cycle, as there are seasons within that. So your menstrual phase, your bleed, would be considered the winter of the four phases. But this time of year, still a little bit warm in September sometimes, but I'm talking like next few months, just so you're prepared, getting organized with these episodes. But we want to be focusing on soups and stews and more hot drinks. If you're having teas and coffees, try to scrap the iced coffee. I know you probably love it. I'm the same, or iced matcha, and just get some more warming, nourishing meals and drinks into you. I really love the Organifi powders. This isn't sponsored or anything. They are available on the health website, which I'm an affiliate for. My link will be in the show notes if you want to save some money. But they have like the hot chocolate one, which is the Harmony hot chocolate. They have the gold blend that's kind of like a turmeric golden milk. And I just love nothing more than at the end of the day having one of those drinks or having just a regular cup of tea or a decaf coffee or something and just getting a nice new mug, having the little blankets on, romanticizing the small things. This is tying into another point. Get a nice new throw or blanket for your bed or your couch. Start a new book series. Everyone's obsessed with these like furry smut books. I don't know if I'm going to start them. I'm just not into anything fantasy like that. But it could be a nice book series or a new TV series. You could switch up your workouts, try new recipes, get a new recipe book, or do a little search for some things that inspire you. I love things like lasagna and slow cooked meat in my Instant Pot. I'm already looking forward to that. And to be honest, I've not really stopped eating that sort of stuff throughout summer. I did last year, and up until a few months ago, honestly, have my breakfast soup, which it did get a little bit too hot for, and I went back to my protein shake with raw milk, protein powder, berries, cinnamon, chia seeds, almond butter. Got back on that, but when it starts to go a little bit cooler again, I'm gonna jump back onto my breakfast soup because I actually looked forward to that every single day and did a good probably 8 months of breakfast soup. It had chicken thighs in there, lentil pasta, nice seasonal veg. So get to your local farmers market if you have one, or in Manchester near where I'm living, there's a place called Unicorn Grocery, or just a farm shop or something that's local and seasonal, and some of the best foods to eat at this time of year are squashes and nice fruits. You could do stewed fruits with some yogurt or some like homemade custard and a crumble. Like I'm getting a little bit hungry. It's nearly dinner time if you can't tell. But yeah, lots of warming, nourishing food should be the focus. Try and get seasonal veggies. It's going to be things like broccoli, sprouts, cauliflower, cabbages, those cruciferous vegetables, really good for your hormone health too. So extra bonus with that. We really want to be mindful of our light exposure. If you are someone, we're all sensitive to light, especially as women, but some of us recognize it more than others. Some people, like even some of my friends, they absolutely love winter. They love cloudy, miserable days. I just cannot relate at all. I love a sunny, doesn't have to be hot, but just sunny, dry day. That's where I thrive. But your light exposure really influences so many things like your metabolism, your thyroid, your progesterone production. And in winter, we have shorter light span. So the sun sets at like 4 or 5 p.m. in England. So we have to make the most of the time that the sun is out. And it's not going to be as bright a day as it was in July, but the sun is still there. The light spectrum is still there, so don't let it fool you. So getting outside within the first 5-10 minutes of your day, getting that light exposure, even if it looks brighter indoors with your room lighting than it does outdoors, just trust that it will be there. Don't start your day with the light from your device and your screen and scrolling social media. That's one of the worst things that you can do for your dopamine, your mood, mental health, but definitely hormone health too. So getting some natural light throughout the day, if you can take some little moments to just stand outside on your lunch break, take a call whilst going for a walk, and these add up. The position of the sun and the light spectrum kind of tell your brain what time of day it is. So if you're just sat behind a computer and artificial lighting all day and it's the same stream, then your hormones get a little bit confused. They're very influenced by light. And then at the end of the day, when the sun sets, we want to mimic and replicate that indoors. It doesn't have to be 4 p.m. because that is quite early when the sun sets, 4 to 5 p.m. But a few hours before bed, we want to dim the room lighting, ideally come off screens and tech, read a book, put on some blue light blocking glasses. My favorites are from Bon Charge, the red lens ones, and just allow your cortisol levels to lower and your melatonin to start being produced and secreted more. The opposite hormones. So as long as your cortisol's high, which it is stimulated by sunlight and artificial light, your melatonin, your sleep hormone is going to be suppressed. So being extra mindful of your light exposure. You can also consider getting a light box, a light therapy box, and you're looking for a 10,000 lux, LUX level, and you can put them on your desk. These are helpful for seasonal affective disorder, and you can just make sure that that's shining around you on your skin. You don't want to look directly at it because it's very bright, but that is going to give you a little bit of a boost as well. It doesn't affect your vitamin D levels or anything like that. It's not like a tanning bed, but it's just the light spectrum can really be helpful for energy and a ton of different things. Just any off Amazon with good reviews are what you need. I just want to check, are you addressing the healing foundations? Not sure what I mean. Well, these are the important factors that I believe that you need to address in order to be in optimal health and overcome your stubborn health issues and symptoms, whether that's chronic digestive issues, acne, hair loss, period problems, weight gain, anxiety, fatigue. I could go on. Because I want as many of you as possible to have this life-changing information, I've bundled together 6 of my juiciest and info-packed masterclasses priced at just £111. Not only are you getting these recordings, which are between 60 and 90 minutes long each, on the following subjects: the power of the subconscious mind, stress, trauma, and the nervous system, supporting your female menstrual cycle, mastering your metabolism, optimizing sleep, gut health and detox. You're also going to receive my healthy groceries shopping list and my favorite non-toxic products guide, which are both usually reserved for my one-to-one clients. Whether you're brand new to the holistic healing world or you've been trying to work on things for a while but feel stuck, I can guarantee there's something within this content that will help you to understand your next steps and what you're missing. Sometimes it's something so foundational that's being overlooked. Get instant access to the Foundations bundle today for just £111 by clicking the link in the episode show notes, and I can't wait to hear about what you've learned. Grab your pen and paper to make notes and get started today. Next is to be mindful of your immune system at this time of year. Just with the seasons shifting and transitions with that and the temperature dropping, people say that winter and autumn are cold and flu season, which the rates are higher, but it's nothing to do with the weather. It's typically due to the lifestyle changes. We go from being outside a lot in summer and being more active, getting more vitamin D and sunlight, to spending more time inside, more sedentary. The holiday period, we're probably eating more sugar, drinking more alcohol, around more people who have weak immune systems, and that's why viruses and bacterial infections can be more prominent. But there are things that you can do to support your immune system through your diet. There's certain herbs that are immune supportive. In terms of supplements, that can be really helpful. Vitamin C, checking your vitamin D levels, and just being on it with your gut health, making sure that your gut health is optimal. Probiotics can be useful for this, but testing can be really helpful at determining what exactly you need. And that's why once a year I run my annual set of labs. I minimum do a blood test looking at thyroid, nutrients, a mineral test looking at minerals like zinc, heavy metals, and most likely a stool test I do as well. These are what I offer in my one-to-one coaching package. So if you really want to see what's going on and spend the last few months of 2025 working to optimize your health, reducing the risk of getting colds and flus and burnout by the time Christmas break comes around, and you want to then start 2026, which will come around before we know it, with already improvements and the tools just to carry on when everyone is just getting started, then my one-to-one coaching package reprogram is going to be a really good fit. And I am currently taking on clients for autumn, winter for the rest of the year. Spaces are being filled. If you want to chat further about whether it would be a good fit or not, there's just a little health questionnaire to complete so I know a little bit more about your situation. And if I have room for you, if I think it would be a good fit and I can help you, we'll chat about what that would look like. But it is working on rebalancing the whole body. We can do things like gut healing work, mineral balancing protocols. We can look at your hormones and detoxification. And I specialize in hormone and gut health. If you're struggling with fatigue, hair loss, acne, period problems, IBS, histamine issues, these are my speciality. And I've been there as well, so I know how hard it can be when you're trying to figure it out on your own. And that's why I do what I do. There's a lot of people out there struggling, and I want to let you know that there are solutions and answers out there. So we can do lab tests together, see what's going on, and then you can access the best supplements. And I can tell you exactly what you need based on your situation. So yeah, let's see what's going on with your gut, your thyroid. Vitamin D and minerals are the main thing at this time of year. They all influence your immune system, your resilience. When your thyroid's off, the light changes can affect you even more, and it can slow your body down when your thyroid is even slightly out of whack. And I'm not talking at a level even that your doctor would recognize. So many times I've seen lab results that have been considered normal and people have been sent away with. I check them and it's a real problem. They're maybe not at medication level, but they're on their way there if they don't do anything about it. Um, Another thing that helps me is making sure that I have something to look forward to because I've just had all these like amazing weeks in summer and trips and I fell in love and then it feels like, okay, back to reality. And all of those things are still like present and I have all of the memories and everything, but I want something to look forward to. Christmas is a little bit too far away. So next thing is my birthday. What am I doing for that? And then we've got Halloween and looking forward to bonfire night and just these little traditions that we have, but I also want to make sure that I have a trip booked. A little bit unsure if we're going away at the end of the year, maybe for Christmas, but I want to have something booked in, even if it's a little staycation. Ideally, it should be in the sun and abroad. I would love to go back to Lanzarote, where I went recently, but even if not, a little cabin in the Lake District would be perfect. I just need something to have in my calendar ready to go. So maybe the same for you, just having something exciting to look forward to is recommended. And then last but not least is to use this time, this September back to school energy to absolutely lock in when it comes to your health, your gym routine, your work project, if there's something new and exciting, a new idea that you have use this time, this momentum, these next 3, 4 months to get the ball rolling. You can then start the new year already with a plan of action, already on your way and seeing the progress rather than doing what most people do is like, oh, wait till January. We've still got months of the year to finish. Don't write them off now as, oh, I might as well start next year. This is quite a lot of time and we want to make the most of it. So lock in with your health, don't let these symptoms that you're experiencing, the fatigue, the skin stuff, hold you back and stop you from enjoying Christmas time, New Year's, how you're showing up in your relationship, how you're showing up at work. There's very likely some solutions and things that you can do. I work with people who have already tried everything, done all the diet changes, already taking supplements. So just know that there are going to be answers out there. And I would love to help you figure it out if that's something that you're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's a little short but sweet one, but it is something that is important to me and I wanted to get it out there before we really get into the winter, the depths of winter. But I'm just trying to be present, embrace it, have gratitude for it, see the little lovely things that happen this time of year and just embrace it. And I hope you can do the same. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're up to, and I will see you back here for the next episode next week.